Pace car heads off. And here they come back up to speed. Coletti makes contact into the wall. That's Tony Kanaan, gets hit by Graham Rahal, and one other car involved. I believe that's James Jakes.
And that all started with one little bump.
See the front suspension on the right-hand side of Graham Rahal's Steak and Shake car is missing.
Somebody hit me, man.
And they say yellows breed yellow, so we have another full course yellow.
And the track is starting to get a drier line. I hate seeing Rahal out. This was the sort of day where I expected him to excel.
That started when someone made a dive bomb move to the inside of that right-hand turn one. There is James Jakes, his car stuffed under the tire barrier. I believe the car that made that move was the 4 car of Stefano Coletti. And the result in all the jam up is what you see here.
And it was just a little nudge, but the track being wet, the cars lose adhesion really quickly.
Tony Kanaan.
Now his mechanics are going to come into play as they try to change all that.
The 3 wide going into turn 1 is always difficult. Believe it's the 4 car of Stefano Coletti trying to get on the inside, does that, and when you end up hitting contact with another car, which is James Jakes, he then goes ahead and starts doing almost like a pinball movement, and everybody starts to get collected. Now we'll have to see if Jakes can get out of the tire barrier and get clear, but you see Graham Rahal there again with his suspension damaged. Just watch here on the outside. Oh, and Eddie, you know what that's like, sitting in the car when you're sideways like this. Here, let's go along with Graham. See the visibility very difficult. And Graham can't see, he's got really nowhere to go.
Graham could do nothing.
Into Kanaan.
We're out.
This is James Jakes.
Inside.
There is the cause. The result is Graham Rahal standing with Dr. Jerry Punch now instead of in his race car.
Actually, we're walking down pit road. Graham, we tried to watch the replays. From your vantage point, what happened?
I think a lot of people just taking stupid chances. You know, early in the race, Newgarden dove underneath me, and you know, I was letting him go, and unfortunately, that put me, you know, a car width off the inside, and Kanaan and Jakes crashed. And when Kanaan hit the tires, he flew out right in front of me. There's nowhere I could go. I mean, literally, there was no hope. I mean, unfortunately, that's just a little bit of bad luck.
What's the visibility like out there? You're talking about all the chances people are taking early on. It looks like it's hard to see.
It's impossible to see right now, and you know, that's why I'm saying you just got to be smart out there, be really, really cautious. I mean, you know, I was just playing this thing out as a 70-lap race or 2 hours, and a lot of other guys I don't think are right now, and unfortunately you can get caught up either way, and we did, but you know, the Steak and Shake boys will regroup for tomorrow. I mean, we got another race, you know, tomorrow. It's just a shame. I mean, everybody knows how strong this team has been and the point streak we've been on, and you know, here we are. It's definitely is. And actually, the car was really good in the rain. I was just being super cautious. So, I mean, unfortunately, it bit me.
Tough one early for Graham Rahal,
who has finished second and fifth in the last 3 races, and is 5th in the Verizon IndyCar Series Championship standings. But he swept up into this mess, into turn 1 on a restart that also collected Tony Kanaan and James Jakes, and it has us under the 2nd full course caution in the duel in Detroit. Back live in Detroit. The first of the duel in Detroit races is under caution for the 2nd time. Takuma Sato is the 2nd leader of the race. This yellow caused on a restart from the first yellow when they went 3 wide off into turn number 1. Stefano Coletti. Well, there are always 2 sides to every story. Here's his.
What happened there? You made the pass down the inside, and then I believe it was Jakes turned in and spun right behind you. All good. It was a nice move. Thank you, boss.
Did he say good for the nice move?
I'm not sure the other players in the game is going to see it that way.
I mean, it was a great move until everybody had to turn right. Then there was no room.
Yeah, but as we always say, you're always going to the same piece of property that everybody wants to get to, and the car in front usually has the right of way.
Coletti, the 26-year-old from Monaco, now finds himself running in 8th place in this race. Down to the pits and Doc.
Well, veteran car owner Chip Ganassi has been watching a lot of these races over the years. And Chip, this happened right in front of you. What did you see happen, and why do you think it happened?
Well, you know, Jerry, you see guys that was 2 or 3 wide down there, and and early on in the race, and a couple things. I mean, it's points racing. These guys, it's pretty hard to score points when you're up in the fence like that. And these guys are trying to win the race in the first 5 laps. It's hard to do. So you see these things happen in front of you week after week, and somebody's got to sit these young guys down and tell them that we got to get these races started clean so we can have a race.
Okay, Chip Ganassi, by the way, they are going to try to fix Tony Kanaan's car back in the garage area. Let's check in with Graham.